The verses. Okay. Thank you. Let me just check quickly something about Sunil. Sunil there? Vijay? I think Sunil is there.
I don't see. Oh, sorry.
Chapter, the 9th chapter of the 6th canto. And what is the story so far we have seen in this particular section is the story of Vishwarupa, whose father was Twashta, one of the Adityas, out of the 12 Adityas, and mother was Rachana, one of the demon, Asuri, and they are giving birth to this exceptional son by name Vishwarupa, and he is making the devatas accomplish their mission of defeating all the demons and asuras. And as you can see, now we also saw the Narayana Kavacha. So the question last chapters and all was, what did really make them accomplish their mission with so much of ease against the asuras? Answer was given by Sukadeva to Parikshit that it was because they were having the Upadesha of Narayana Kavacha. It's a very famous list of shlokas which we saw until last week. So today, their joy is going to be very short-lived. The joy of the devatas having accomplished the gain of their abode, Swarga again, it's going to be very short-lived because of, again, some shortcomings of their in their conduct and behaviors and all that, which you'll see in this chapter. So this chapter is regarding the end of Vishwarupa, the Vishwarupa who really helped the devatas under the guidance of Brahmaji, helped the devatas to win. He is finished, he is killed by the devatas only. So it may sound very cruel to you, but we'll see the circumstances and then what happened that. So when a son is killed, what will happen? How will the father feel, right? So all that we'll see for some time today, maybe until the sloka number 15 or 17. I'm going to read the sloka first. Here is the first sloka. Sri Shuka Uvacha Tasya san Vishwarupasya Shiramsi Trini Bharata Somapitam Surapitam Annadamiti Shushvama. Very nice way of imagining. This Vishwarupa had 3 heads. Okay. Interesting, you can imagine. He had 3 heads. He's an Asura, but he is more than any Pandita. And it comes to knowledge, he is so accomplished. He's a great scholar. And Brahmaji is asking the Devatas to plead him, to help him to get the kingdom back. That is all accomplished. Now is the first description of how the Vishwarupa looked. He had 3 heads. Through one of his heads, he will drink Somapana. Somapana is that nectar-like extract from the soma plants, which are very, which are very auspicious to be offered. So they offer, they offer into the yaga, into the fire ritual, spoon of somapa, and then when they offer like that, they also, whatever is left over, once you offer it from that pot, what is left over is prasada. That is our attitude, prasada buddhi. You offer and what is remaining is prasada. Through one of his heads, he was eating the somapa. He was drinking that, right? Then this is the problem of an asura. Through the other head, he was drinking wine. Okay, all right. Through the third head, he would eat food. So all these characters, one person having 3 heads and all that, and doing all this. Even in Hollywood, you cannot imagine. He's drinking wine with one head, and he's also drinking the most sacred prasada through the other head. We are all like that in many times. We do that. Okay. So that is also this Vishwarupa. And then what is more the description? Savai barishi devebhyah bhagam pratyakshamuchakaihi avadat yasya pitarah devas saprashrayam rupa barishi devebhyah bhagam. And then he has to also chant, which means he's got three mouths. Three heads means three mouths. With all the three mouths, he can say mantras. Because three brains also. He can say different mantras with each mouth. Okay. So what he's doing, when everybody is watching, including when his father was watching and all that, he would say Swaha to the Agni for the Devatas. May this bring blessings to the Devatas, Swaha, Swaha, like that. He will offer for blessings to the Devatas in a very loud voice. All right. And then what he does, with all humility, he will do that. But that is just a pretense. Sayeva hi dadau bhagam paroksham asuran prati yajamano vahad bhagam matra sneha vashanugah. After all, a son feels very indebted towards the mother also. So son's love for the mother is, it's always there. In fact, it is more unconditional many times. I've seen if you ask the kid, if the father asks the kid, hey, between me and your mother, who do you like? The son will look around and say, Father, I like you so much. But if the mother asks the same question, between me and your father, who do you like? Just for fun. He will not even look at the father's side. Even if he's around, he'll say, Mother, I like you the most. डरेगा नहीं बोलने के लिए ऐसा. तो ऐसा ये तो असुर होते हुए भी, although he's asura, his love for his mother was there. His mother was a demon. And so what? She also has other children, right? They were all asuras. So he would, with his another head, this Vishwarupa would quietly do ahuti for the asuras also. Swaha for this asura, Swaha for this asura. So look at this. Nobody can imagine such stories, I think. Only you have to look at the Puranas to get such stories. Taddeva helanantas yas tasya dharma likam sureshwarah alakshya tarasa bhitah tachirshnan yachidhat chinadarusha. Indra is noticing all this. Indra, the leader of all the devatas, nothing can go out of his sight. He's after all the king. He notices that. And he thinks this is a total insult, this is total hypocrisy and total deception of the devatas. And this is not even dharma. This is not even following the basic rule of dharma of, who is giving you dakshana. उनके लिए तो स्वाहाकार करना है. Yajaman from the Yajamana is getting the dakshana from the devatas. स्वाहाकार को किसी दूसरों उसका शत्रु के लिए कर रहा है. ऐसा कैसा चलेगा? है ना? So he becomes so upset. Indra becomes so upset that he is getting the dakshana from us and he's doing swahakar for the asuras also. And then he's out of anger. It is all because of what? These three heads. Okay? Let us remove those heads. That is Indra's punishment. Out of anger, he chops off the heads of this Putra Vishwarupa. सोमपीतम तो यद्यस्य शिर आसीत् कपिञ्जलः कलविङ्गः सुरापीतम अन्नदाम यत् सतित्तिरिहि. So the other description of the story is the three heads are chopped off separately, and the head which was drinking the soma rasa, the nectar from the soma juice offered, the remaining of the soma, the shesha of soma, that head became a kapinjala, a very divine bird called kapinjala. And then the head which was drinking wine, when it fell on the ground, it became a bird sparrow. And then it flew away. The third head which was eating food, it became another bird by the name Tittiri, Pakshi. That's another bird. So Brahma Hatyan Jalina Jagraha Yadapi Ishvara Brahma Hatyam Anjalina Jagraha Yadapi Ishvara Samvatsarante Tadagham Bhutanam Cha Vishuddhaye Bhumyam Budruma Yoshitbhyah Chaturdha vyabhajadharihi. So now look at this. Whatever we do, our karma is about accountability and responsibility. Even if it is Indra, the punishment which he, which he was giving to this Asura, it is a capital punishment. This Asura, Vishwarupa's father was Twashta. So he belonged to the lineage of scholars, rishis. Father was a rishi. Father was one of the Aditya, Devata. So 12 Adityas we believe in, and one of the Adityas Twashta. So Devata means they are blessing the whole earth. So it is a parampara of Devata. Who is Indra to put an end to that parampara? And that too, he was a Brahmana also. So Brahmana, see, Shastra we say, killing a cow is a big papa. And killing a woman is also big papa. Killing children is big papa. And killing Brahmana is also big papa. Because he's always with Bhagavad Karya, doing service to the Lord for the sake of the community and all that. They're supposed to be like that. They're supposed to be so knowledgeable. And they're asked so many questions. Like this boy was driving me in the car. So many questions they asked and so much clarity. And we are meant for that kind of a service. And then you cannot put an end to that like that. So that sin of killing a Brahmana is called Brahma Hatya. So, Indra, although is the lord of all the devatas, he acknowledges that sin, that papa. Yadapi Ishvara hai, although he is the Ishvara hai. Samvatsaranti. For one whole year he was making himself suffer the outcome of that big mistake he committed of killing a Brahmana. You cannot say it is entirely wrong because he had a responsibility toward devatas. And the asuras were getting stronger because of his ahuti. So he did what he could do. This is all dilemma. Dilemma when you have different clashing roles there. Chetan. एक तरह से you have to take care of devatas. Other side you have to take care of not hurting a brahmana. How would he balance that? So anyway, he did what he could do in this situation. Now he's repenting and is in a remorse, quietly suffering the papa for 1 year. Okay, I did something. Let me undergo this for 1 year. So he's not trying to deny his mistakes. Basically, he's trying to experience the papa of his mistake. Then afterwards, what he does, because he has to come back as the devata. The devata's king is suffering for 1 year. Without doing his duty and on suffering, that's going to affect entire creation. So he requested, out of his powers, he gave 1/4 of his remaining papa to the earth, Mother Earth. Mother Earth is known for her patience, perseverance, taking all the beatings. You dig a hole, it is painful, but put a plant, she gives nourishment to the plants and all that. So that is 1/4 has been taken away by Mother Earth. 1/4 by waters. In the water, 1/4 is gone. 1/4 by all the trees. And then 1/4 by mother, earth is called mother, earth is called mother. Kshama, patience. And also Stri, women are also known to be having more patience than men. So 1/4 is going to the women also. So he divided into 4 and is given for all these 4. Let us see what happens after that. भूमिस्तुरीयं जग्रह खादपूरवरेण वै ईरित्नं ब्रह्महत्याय रूपं भूमौ प्रदृश्यते. Earth is accepting accepting Indra's sin towards itself, but it is also getting a boon. What is that boon? If anyone digs a hole in the earth, that hole will not remain forever. It will automatically get filled up over time. होता ना? Any hole, it's not there forever. It just slowly gets filled up. So that is a boon, Earth, Mother of God, and then she is bearing with the Papa of 1/4 of Earth. And then what is that? Prithvi, इंद्र की स्वीकार कर लिए जाएगा. Okay, this is how यही ब्रह्म हत्या की दिखाई पड़ती है. Okay, that's good. Then, so this is then how is the Brahma Hatya, the sin which 1/4 it has taken, how is it available? How do you see that? You see those barren lands where there's nothing is growing, barren areas, especially deserts and all that. That is how the effect of that papa is showing up on Mother Earth. Let's see what is the next. Then the who else has taken the papa? Turyam cheda virohena varena jagruhur drumaha tesham niryasa rupena brahmahatya pradrishyate. Then trees. Trees all took 1/4 of the papa. And the trees, their boon is when someone cuts a part of the tree, the boon is, the vara is to that it will grow back. That is the boon we have got. And then Tesham Niryama Rupena Niryasa Brahmahatya Pradrishyate. So then also, how is the papa visible in the trees? The gum, resin. Some of the trees, they have the resins. So the papa in the trees is shown up is the form of all those resins. So they get a boon for the trees to grow back, but whatever papa they're experiencing, that shows off in the form of the resins. The gum and resins you get in the form of the trees like that. No, right? Let's see. Shashvat kama varenahas turiyam jagrihah striyah rajo rupena taswam ho masi pradrishyate. Then young women who have taken 1/4 of the papa. So for them the boon is they will enjoy a very good material life, sensual life and pleasureful life. They will enjoy, and there won't be any problem with that, even when they are pregnant and all that. That is a boon they have. They'll have suffering of pregnancy, but they'll have a very pleasurable life. And then how the papa is showing off through the cycle, the periodical, menstruation cycle every month, where there's some suffering there. So through that, their papa is all that papa which they took is shown. So what that means? What all the women who are undergoing this cycle, whenever and during that in a younger phase of their life, they have been actually helping Indra, okay, in mitigating, in kind of neutralizing his papa. Okay. So whatever. How long is last? Until the cycle goes ends like that. So until that they're doing that job. So what I'm trying to say is, whatever is naturally happening in the creation, we have nice stories to say how even in those activities you are actually being in hands and legs of the devatas. Okay. And you're actually helping the srishti. So you're just by that suffering, you're getting a lot of punya of helping a devatas actually. Dravya bhuyo varenapasturiyam jagruhurmalam tas buddha phenabhyam drishtam tadharati kshipan. The water is taking the final 1/4 of the errors and mistakes and the consequences of the errors and mistakes which Indra created to himself by killing the Asura, who is also a Brahmana. And that water, it's got a boon. What is the boon it gets for bearing with that? The boon is whenever you mix anything in the water, it spreads to the whole water. Any fluid you take, chai mein chini milao, it goes to the whole chai, makes it nice and sweet and right. So likewise, it is getting that boon. And then how is it giving up? How is it exhausting the papa? By creating bubbles and foam and froth and all that. Through that, it is trying to get rid of those papas. And that's why when you drink also, you remove the froth and bubble, and then you drink that. Is it raining outside? Wow. The whole time it was raining, and I was brought very kindly, nicely by one of our dearest devotees, Arun's son, Karthik, and he's going to come back driving. and we asked him to stay here, but he's on his road now back. So I'm sure he's a good driver. आतपुत्रस्ततस्त्वष्टा जुगावेन्द्राय शत्रवे इंद्र शत्रो विवर्धस्व मारीचं जहि विद्विषम्. Tvashta, who is a son, who is a son of, one of the sons, the lineage of Brahmaji himself, one of the Adityas, his son is this Vishwarupa. And he's not very happy with this whole thing. He's very upset with the whole thing. Okay, Juhavendra, Kshatriya, he was doing a yaga, special yaga for generating, for creating, for the manifestation of the enemy of Indra. Okay, Indra Shatru Vivardhasva. Indra Shatru Vivardhasva. He was asking, like the Indra Shatru be born and then grow from this yaga. Then what happened? Athan Vaharya Pachanad Uttito Ghora Darshana Krutanta Iva Lokanam Yuganta Samaye Yata. So, Atha Anvaharya Pachanat. Anvaharya Pachana is that yaga, special yaga. The yaga has got many, fire. When the yaga's fire comes, they say it has got many tongues. Tongues means, the flame coming like that is one tongue. You give ahuti in that tongue. And this ahuti was given on the tongue of the fire which was on the Dakshina, southern side. From the southern side, that big asura came, big demon came. Ghora Darshana. It was very difficult to watch him. Ghora, his sight was so terrific. Not terrific, terrible, horrible, and kind of fearful appearance of that asura. Krithanta iva lokanam, as soon as he comes, it looked as though the pralaya has come, and this asura is going to, through him the pralaya has come. Pralaya means the end of the world has come, and then he's going to finish off everything. See, even Ramchandra Bhagavan, I'll tell towards the end about Rama's story also connected to this. Vishwa Vivardhamanam tam Ishu Matram Dine Dine Dagda Shaila Pratikasham Sandhya Bhramika Varchasam. Vishwavag is growing in all directions. You know how fast is growing every day? If you take an arrow and shoot on different directions, how far that arrow could go. Like that, his size is growing in all directions to that distance. Dagda Shaila Pratikasham. How he was looking like a mountain. He was looking like a mountain which was all burned and with all smokes. Okay, and the smokes were also coming. He was shining. He was out of his darkness. He was shining and creating a fearful, like light. Suppose suddenly in the middle of the night, if you see so much light, you feel scared. You want night to be night, day to be day. But this fellow was looking like that. Tapta tamra shikhas mashruna madhyan har kogra lochanam. So how was his hair and his beard and his mustache? They were all reddish in color. Scary. That was also very scary, kind of reddish in color, as though fire is all over the face. Madhyan arka lochanam. His eyes were looking like, if you see his eyes, you will close your eyes. You know why? Because it was like the midday sun. It was so piercingly littered. Dedipyamane trishikhe shula aropya rodasi nrityantam cha chalayantam padamahim. He was carrying the trishula, like Shankar Bhagavan, he had a big trishula. With that, he will, dance and sing and jump as though the earth will all start shaking and as though he's going to destroy the entire sky with the trishula, piercing the sky with the trishula. Dhari gambhira vaktrena pibata cha nabhastalam lihata jighvayakshani grasata bhuvanatrayam. Every now and then he would yawn. Ah, like big yawning. Some people when they yawn, they make a lot of noise also. Have you seen that? So he would also, but when he was yawning, when his mouth was so wide and open, it looks as though he's going to drink the entire sky. And he's going to, with his tongue yawning, and his tongue looked like, he's going to lick all the stars and, finish all the stars. And then it looked as though he's going to swallow all the three worlds when he was opening his mouth and yawning like that. Mahata Raudra Damshtena Jrumbhamanam Muhurmuhu Vitrasta Dudru Bhurloka Vikshya Sarve Disho Dasha. And his teeth was also protruding. Sharp Jambhamanam Muhurmuhu Jrumbhamanam Muhurmuhu Vitrastha Dudru Vikshya Sarve Disho Disha. It's going to all tear apart all the directions, and everybody was scared of him. And everybody was running away here and there. Idhar udhar bhagne lage sab log. ठीक है? Then what is his name? We'll see in this next verse. येनावृता इमे लोकास् तमसा त्वाष्ट्र मूर्तिना सवै वृत्र इति प्रोक्तः पापः परमदारुणः. He is so scary, and he was as though come for the destruction of the entire world. So for that, all these reasons, he was called Vritrasura. So this is a famous Vritrasura, and Vritrasura is very well known for for all the destruction it does. But also there's a turning point in the story, because Mahavishnu was sought to interfere in the affairs, and the devatas, wanted Mahavishnu to solve the problem of Vritrasura because they couldn't handle him. They all were destroyed. And how Mahavishnu comes into the picture, because this is Bhagavata Purana. Bhagavata Purana means Bhagavan should come. To all this, when especially things when they are looking impossibly out of control. When there was COVID, everybody said, end has come. They felt like that. Especially if you are closer to places like New York and all those places, when it was very much virulent, it was spreading so fast, and we were very close. So, but we should always know that Bhagavan has got the other end of the rope. Other end of the rope, Bhagavan has got, and he is in control. He is the master, and he is going to take control even in this situation. And that is all going to be part of the story when we come back next week. And what I want to say is, even Ramchandra Bhagavan, all these very strange cases. Ravana was a Brahmana. Ramachandra Bhagavan was a Kshatriya. He was not a Brahmana. All our devatas, all our rishis, including Veda Vyasa and all those people are all, not Brahmanas. Different, by their birth, they were all from different communities. But because of their actions and because of their knowledge, because of their character, they were. And Ramana, although by birth he was a Brahmana, Samavedi, he knew the Samavedi, which was toughest of all Vedas. He knew all that. But because of his karma, because of his guna, because of character, he was categorized as an Asura. Then Ramachandra Bhagavan also, after he killed Ravana, he also wanted to recognize that he has also killed a Brahmana by birth. Yeah. So he comes back to India, south of India, that is where he steps back from Sri Lanka. And he builds a Shivalinga, and as a compensatory measure for killing a Brahmana. And he does puja there as a paschatap, as a prayaschitta for neutralizing that particular part of the sin. And that temple is called Papanash. In Tamil Nadu, if you go, there's a temple where there's a Shivalinga built by Rama when he came back. Before going to Lanka, he did the Pratishtha of Rameshwar. That Shiva was then Pratishtha because he wanted to be victorious in the battle. But after killing Ravana and coming back, he again did another Linga Pratishtha. He again established another Shiva Linga in another place. That place itself is called Papanash. Because of the Papa, he wanted to see all our devatas, they lived that life also to show us, not everything is perfect. Even if you want to do the best of best, there'll be some omissions and commissions in that where for which you have to neutralize, you have to do something about it, and then they did that. That's so in our lives also it's going to be like that. We cannot be perfect in all our roles, and we have to keep doing these neutralizing prayers, lighting a lamp, praying to Bhagwan every day. It's all neutralizing karma. We keep doing for this sake, according to Puja Swami, our Puja Swami. So this is where I'd like to stop, and let me close this screen, and we'll wait for Vidyul to do the final prayers for 2 minutes. She's going to play Swami Pratik Badanji's Arati Shloka, very nice shloka. Stay, all of you stay with me, and then I'll see all of you before you disperse.